Hello everybody, welcome back. So we're just going to focus on algo today because we've already established, I suppose it feels like for weeks now, that Bitcoin is in a range. The range basically is as low as potentially 40,000 to between 49,500. That's the main accumulation range, and then it needs to break above. I might as well show you the chart, but it does really need to break into this box to turn around and be bullish. So for the moment we're just ranging, but the weekly looks good, and if the weekly looks good, I feel good, and I have no problems with this chart, generally speaking. So let's focus on algo. Algo, another weekly chart which looks good. So we got up consolidation, up consolidation, up consolidation. Now there has been some weird moves with this, I have to admit. So this was a bit of a bubble pop continuation, bubble pop, and then a weird anomaly wick, and then for the moment it's still consolidating, even though it looks pretty crazy. But the weekly is pretty good. So generally we have moves up and consolidations and reaccumulations at the 50 simple and exponential moving average. Not really wanting to break down. No matter how far it goes up, it does come down significantly, but it holds at a very bullish area. This is something you would always look for on a weekly. Can the 50 exponential hold? And it has. So far it's held pretty well. So this is the weekly. There's no point in going into the small term time frames because we're really just focused on the bigger, longer trend, which is still very much one of an uptrend. We're going to look at the Bitcoin pair, right? So this is something that we've got even more of a fix on, right? So this is an interesting looking chart. We've got a very flat horizontal level of support and a very flat horizontal level of resistance. Basically a sideways channel, which has been respected since, well, forever. I mean, the algo came onto the market and dumped like a beast, and since then it's basically been in this range, up to the top, down to the bottom, up to the top, well, down to the bottom I suppose, up to the top, down to the bottom, up to the top, and well, not quite down to the bottom. This range is quite large then, really. I mean, if we were measuring it from the bottom to the top, it's 168%, and obviously if you bought the top of this range all the way down to the bottom, you run the risk of losing a 63%. Obviously we can dip down a little lower, but we've established so far that there's a sideways range going on here for its Bitcoin pair, and there's an upwards trend going on with its Tether pair. So what I'm most excited about is that if and when, I suppose if is a big thing, because we've been in this, and algo's never been an enormous gainer. It's good for staking, definitely. You can bang it in Coinbase. I've got a lot of my algo just sitting around in Coinbase, and just earning just earning staking rewards, basically. Very casual. I'm not locking anything up. But if you're looking for a sideways bot trend to play with, this would be one of them. Now it's a slow burner, definitely, but it's sideways and static really, and that is one thing that you'd be looking for in a bot trade. And we were talking on the live stream last night that when we're in these sort of ranges like this, and everybody wants everything to go to the moon immediately, but what you're getting is choppy ups and downs. That actually does favour bot trading generally. That is what bot trading is for, a sideways, whether you call it accumulation or just sideways ranges. So people, I often find, can't plan ahead. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if this is something you struggle with, but some people just cannot plan. They cannot envisage what things will be in a few months from now. And if you use bots, for instance, you could accumulate Bitcoin if that's your pair. So if you use the Bitcoin algo to BTC pair, you could bang a grid in here. You could accumulate Bitcoin, and even if it's just 0.5% a day, that means every week you get 3.5%. That means every 2 weeks you get 7%. Every month you make 14%, and this is in the form of bot profit with Bitcoin. And then lo and behold, 3 months down the line, you're nudging towards a 50% Bitcoin profit. So you put 0.1 Bitcoin in, you end up with close to 0.15 by the end of it in the form of bot profit overall, Bitcoin accumulated overall. And before you know it, Bitcoin is launching, and you've sat out this sideways accumulation range, and you've managed to build up some profit throughout. If you watched my videos about the bot trading, when I was really into it big time, just over a year ago, that's how I managed to turn the 1,000 into 50,000. It was through a sideways accumulation with BNB, accumulating about 2 BNB a day, and before you know it, I'd got quite a lot of BNBs that I'd built up, and then suddenly BNB started to move up. Went to $100, $200, $300. I was laughing all the way to the bank, but it doesn't happen overnight. You plan for it anyway. So this potentially has a bot trading setup for you here. Sideways, that's what you want: a predictable range within a predictable grid that you can sit in and allow for this to work out. So this is generally larger than your average sort of bot trading grid area. Anyway, I don't know why I've banged on so much about bots, but well, I do know why. It's because we were talking about them last night on the stream. So I think coming into next week, I'll start making some more videos on bots, because this is the time, I think, to start using them. But as far as algo's concerned, yeah, we do have a range for Bitcoin pairing. We would always expect a rejection at the resistance, and always expect a bounce at support. So it's looking pretty good on this. It's also pretty good on its tether pairing. So very nice fix here on both of them. No problems with the way that this is going to work out. When in doubt, zoom out. This looks like it wants to go to its all-time high, and if this were to break out of the resistance, this will really supercharge the next leg up, which honestly could be pretty special. Anyway, I'm going to leave it with you there, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.